That's not the right. It's not the right mood to go out with this. Sapna Nuggets, and welcome to a Mortician's tale. In case you couldn't tell from the title, it is a tale about a mortician. What's a mortician? It's a person that prepares people's bodies for after. After what? After your deed. So, if death and that kind of stuff is a bit of a trigger for you, it would be the perfect time to go watch something slightly less morbid of mine. There should be some of it just there or down there if you're on MOBA. But yeah, I'm really curious because I always like learning new things, and played a couple of games now that are all about like working in a mortuary and stuff like that. So it might be interesting. And this one has like it looks really pretty. So unlike the other one, that was terrifying. Emails and tea or coffee. I don't care which, just give. Okay, so we should probably read these in opposite order. Funerals Monthly. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you new newsletters featuring featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. Sorry, I saw that before I saw everything else, and I'm like, oh, what? It must be so, like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm very interested to see it because it's not something that maybe it's not something that you want to think about, but it's spring, and what does that make me think of? Death. But it's weird where you don't think about, like, you think about how like sad and stuff like that funerals are, but there's people that's just their job, that's just their daily routine. Do you know what I mean? So it does interest me, try to get like a wee bit of an insight into it. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that, but there are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Oh good, this will be insightful as well. Generally follow the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Number 1, don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place for to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do so inside a funeral home. Yeah, I mean, shouldn't you probably just have that shit turned off in the car? Just away. You really need to be taking pictures at this point. Number 2, don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives others space they might need. Number 3, don't get drunk. That's pretty much a good one to live by verbatim when attending anything other than a party. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own way. Just remember to be respectful when they're grieving family and friends. Number 4, happy reminiscence. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with the deceased can be a productive part of the healing process. Number 5, give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. Number 6, dress appropriately. That one might be difficult for me. What this looks like can change based on the customs of the deceased, yes, and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving families. Number 7, you might have cocked that one up a bit. Give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it can be thoughts that counts here. Sometimes that can even there can be even just cooking dinner for a grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and be helpful. From Amy Rose. Hello, Charlie. Hope you settled in okay. Should I read that one for instructions? Good luck with it. Wait. 14th 10 a.m. 14th 8 a.m. 14th 5 a.m. 14th night. Okay, this is the last one that I got in, so I should read from top to bottom. Other than my funeral monthly subscription, apparently. But hey ho. But then I should read from bottom to from Amy Rose to Rose and Daughters staff. Hello everyone, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie as she told me that she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. It's weird. Please take time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other better as well. Sincerely, Amy was founder and director of Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home, which is a new tab up here. It's very simplistic, isn't it? You can tell that she's made it. Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home was founded by the grandparents back in 1956. The Rose family has proudly served the area since then, providing personal, affordable funeral services for all. I'm proud to have carried on the family business for the last 36 years, working with the best and brightest funeral directors and grief counsellors. A bit of a mail's mistake, but it's fine. In the area, please don't hesitate to reach out if you've recently experienced a loss and would like us to help you through this hard time. Our services here at Rose, so it's just prices. Burial with an open casket ceremony. Fuck. I know this is like a serious thing, but look, come on. It's $6,000. Jesus. Being buried is not I should get a will together. It's fine, just throw me in a bonfire. Direct cremation with no ceremony or reception, 600 quid. There we go. There we go. There's the sweet mark of how much I'm willing to spend on my own death. Do you know how much money I need to spend on beans at the ceremony? So I need all the money that I can get. Nobody's going to want to see my face. Fuck it. Direct burial with no ceremony. Burial. Okay, cremation with ceremony and reception. So it costs It costs 1,100 just to have everybody come over and go, oh, shame in it. We also offer custom packages to suit every budget and need. Do not hesitate to contact us with any questions. I always imagine that must be like, not like. I remember when I first got into like sales and stuff like that. It was like nobody likes to be sold to. Nobody likes to be sold to. But unfortunately, you know, people need to buy stuff. Nobody wants to buy this. Nobody really wants to buy this. Do you know what I mean? Right, let's read the response, which is this guy, Matty Boy. There we go. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the guy who delivers the bodies to you. Fun. And help with some of the more heavy lifting. Never heard the joke about the hair striver. I'll tell it to you when we coming by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy's a sweetheart and she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle. I'm sure she wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Great. Amy Rose instructions. Okay, here we go. Well, you're new here, so you probably best I explain everything, where everything is in your office / preparation room. You'll find your cremation station. Your cremations. Again, look, if you were expecting a super serious video, you have not been to this channel before. In which case, welcome. I laugh at inappropriate shit. I love cremation station. I want to call my oven that. Cremator station, embalming station, and obviously since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Great, okay. Jen Love, okay. From Jen Love to Charlie, that's me. I guess my subject line, you should... Wait, okay. Good luck, you beautiful and smart babe, you. At 5 in the morning... It's 10, and I'm still waking up. I guess my subject line should start... being more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply. So because you can also tell that this is like because like there's like spacing, space, everything all together. Okay, reply, I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I don't even know mum and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. Guess that's just not something I really think about much. No, you don't. It's not something that you want to think about. Where was I? I've lost my... I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry, because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, and not London on serial killer... What? And not London ON serial killer capital of Canada. Oh, To work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job at art history degree. Tell you more about it through Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you can hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a funeral. Oh, it was Jen that signed me up for it. Ah, okay. Consider it your graduation gift / I love you / I'm proud, super proud of you. Super proud of you. Oh, consider it your graduation gift / I love you gift / I am super proud of you gift. There should have been a, or maybe you're just secretly saying it. Love you, love you, love you, Jen, museum creator, London Pathology Museum. Great. Sure, I'm gonna get. Oh, this is the only one that I can reply to. Hope you settled in okay. Matthew's to drop by. Start at the bottom. From Mia Garcia. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Amy and Rosegut for my mother's funeral. Oh, right, this is the client, okay. Understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these circumstances, but if you could kindly not embalm my mother, that would be greatly appreciated, and we will proceed with the closed casket for the service. I just know that she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment. Yeah, because that's all the embalming fluid and all that sort of stuff that they use. Like, it flushes everything in and then flushes it out and then it dumps it into the waters, and it's meant to be bad, I think. And since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, it would be a shame for her final moment to be counter to the way she lived. Thank you for everything, Mia. Okay. Dear Mia, of course, we will happily oblige your request for no embalming and for the closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Okay, so then I can read mine. Okay, your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes it a bit more easier if that's possible. That being said, although you're not embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think that it's important to take your time to clean her body, so no one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. Cool. Okay, so I just reply, and then does that mean we get started? I think that means that we get started, given the fact that there's now a body over here. I don't like... Oh, it was I hit my button. I thought the music just went bump. This is the prep room, where you'll prepare bodies for burial and viewing. Because the family has requested a closed casket, there's no embalming, you're just going to clean the body. Okay, click on the sponge. Like an incredibly moist sponge. There we go, get you all cleaned up. That's it, you're done! Wow, surprisingly easy. There's a lot of shit there that I'm sure I'll become intimately familiar with shortly. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You're responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it's also important that you pay your respects to your loved ones. Follow the arrow to the head to the funeral parlour. What? Oh, incredibly confused. Oh, we're all dressed up and we took our gloves off also. Oh, right. Hi. I don't know if I want to interact with people. Can I just go? No, I need to interact. She would have hated these paintings. She's so particular. Well, I'm sorry, this isn't her house. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. Yeah, I guess. What a weird thing to nitpick. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Hey kid, how you doing? Are you hungry? Where can we go? There's food over there, kid. Just... Alright. I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to use chemicals that are known to cause cancer and putting it in the ground like that. Or into the sewer. That's what one must do with the leftover from Elderhead, right? Just pour it down the drain. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Yeah. Yeah, that's what embalming does. Guarantees that you won't be buried alive. Yep. Definitely doesn't mean that if you're, like, at the stage where you're, like, confused with being dead, that you're going to suffer an incredible amount of pain as all the blood and fluids and all that kind of stuff gets pushed out of you and a bunch of plastic gets shoved in. Yeah, great. Don't make me laugh right now. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I always taught. Cool. I've, in case you can't tell, due to my immature nature, not been to a lot of funerals. October 11th, 10. Man, we start early. Oh, cleaning station. I suppose I should check my emails. Start at the bottom. Of course, we need to read that sweet. The thing is, right, so this takes me all the way back to Coffee Talk, where it was only at the end of the game that I realised that there was actually newspaper articles that I could read. So I'm gonna read fucking everything. Have the prices changed? No, the prices are the same. Just double checking. What to wear when you're attending a funeral from a different culture. Oh, okay. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes. At least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times, so who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know that this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire, where people would wear black as a symbol of mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though, and if you attend a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colours have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offence. Ooh. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is a typical colour for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the colour you're wearing, more about how modestly you're dressed. Okay. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewellery and to be respectful of your behaviour. For Sikh funerals, colour of the clothing isn't as important as it's dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Learning so much information. Actually, being respectful is just the #1 rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear if you're attending to support a friend, family member, or partner. That this day is not about you, so be sure to do whatever you can as respectful and supportful as possible, even if that means not wearing what you used to wear at a funeral. I don't have... This is a funny thing, is like, I always like doing these kind of games that are... almost like a thought experiment for me, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really have formal clothes. Like, I have one. I have like a waistcoat and a shirt and a tie. I don't really... I don't even go to work formally dressed. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good thing that I don't have any funerals to attend, because I will be insulting everybody. Even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show respect. Okay. Matthew. Okay, it's just him. Okay. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, you know, talking to our clients, taking our clients on their last trip around town. And I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me and my friends up real good. But so the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, you know. Well, we were... Excuse me. We were in the proceeds going to the cemetery. Someone in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed right into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but you can imagine getting that call. Jesus fucking Christ, you're attending the funeral of someone who died in a car accident, and you then get into a car accident yourself. This is why I never learned to drive, by the way. The day that I went, maybe I should start learning how to drive, a fucking car accident happened literally right in front of me, and me and my fucking mum had to help the people out the fucking car that was upturned on the motorway. Bad omen. Anyway, one of my friends was in the same car as me who got the phone call, hung up, started laughing, just laughing our ass off in the way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they've gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, like, go figure, life is messed up sometimes, you know. There's no moral, no point to the story, I guess. Just remember that story I wanted to tell you because we work with death all the time and still sometimes get caught off guard by what it actually means. Before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? Fair enough, Matthew. Fair. I mean, it's true. Someone's got to do it, so fair enough. Mia Garcia. Hi, please pass along our deepest... Oh, thank Christ, I thought somebody else had fucking died for a minute there, Jesus. Pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job that you did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our families so rarely get together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it's incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing story, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is it was nice for everyone to be like that together in that way, and I know how much of that is due to the work of your staff, especially the funeral director. Thanks. So have you just like passed on, just passing this message along? Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. Thank you. That's so sweet. Right, okay, wait. Okay, she's got a rant that she needs to get off her chest, so hang in there. We need these moments of levity in between. Can I rant for just a second? It seems like this is going to take more than a second, but sure. I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anyone, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse. Okay. So it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist bullshit anyway. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a bit when I've killed off. Give Jen a wee bit. Let's see, 4:44. Wow, took you the better part of an hour, huh? Okay, so let me explain in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen that were in the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctors leading the autopsy believed to be too tight lacing of her corset. Yeah, that was like a thing, wasn't it? It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis. My brain. Veroptosis. It's just where the organ fails. The organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? I don't know. I can't even say the word. Visceroptosis? I don't know if I'm saying it right. That's kind of what my brain is translating, but I might be wrong. Which is super unsettling, but it's also caused by being pregnant. So... Corset's probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do that kind of internal organ damage. I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kind of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. As am I. Don't send me big long words that my dumb brain can't process. Okay, we've not got the client information this time. Here are the instructions for the next body. You did a remarkable job on your first, and the family was very happy. No small feat, of course. Pleasing your dream family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duvall, an elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter, Lizzie Duvall, if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask questions. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much, but well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. Okay. So we don't have like a thing. Maybe the daughter didn't get along with the dad. You know, that kind of stuff does happen. Okay. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials use embalming. So let's start with cleaning the body. Get the squishy squish. Oh, there we go. Oh, Mr. Duvall looks sad. I mean, I get that he's dead, but you know what I mean. Click on the razor. There we go. No, I'm not. Look, I'm already being disrespectful enough. No, I'm not going to see if I can shave off the eyebrows. And again. In order to break rigor mortis, you have to massage the body. Click and drag the body to massage it. Oh. Thank God it didn't add any sound effects to that part. That would have been... there we go. The eyelids... The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag the... Oh, that's right. These things... into each eye to give it shape. So because your eyes... I told you, look, if you're here at this point, you're here, alright? But because they, like, go in and stuff like that, it's essentially just like wee rubber caps that you put in so the eyelids can... To keep your eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag with cotton. Yeah, that's right. You fill the mouth with cotton as well, and then you stitch them up. This is... There we go. Click and drag the lotion. Okay, it's some lotion. This prevents the skin from drying out. That's what I mean. Like, it's so... It's like... Could you, like... This is what I mean. Like, I really love playing games that make me think outside of just my day-to-day routine. Do you know what I mean? But this is someone's day-to-day routine. Somebody comes on a table, and you're like, cool. And you just have to pry open their mouth and shove some cotton balls in there and stitch the mouth back up and rub their rock-solid body. Like, it's just, ugh. And then cover them in lotion. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. If I can drag the scalpel over the neck. Yep, we need to make this little sit. Don't you fucking spring alive like that other bitch. There we go. Need a tube for draining. Plop. Click on the cannula and drag it to the cardiac artery. No. This thing. And drag it onto the coronal artery. This is how... there we go. Now you need to connect the embalming machine to... Okay, so just... This, you and him, and grab some additional... you and you. No. No. This and you and you and you. You and you. And drag it to... Okay. I feel... Am I... You need to connect the embalm machine to cannula. Grab some additional tubing and then drag it. I went to school for this. I know what I'm doing. But isn't it just this? No, wait, because that's the bit that drains out. Why? I don't know where to connect it to. Is it this? No, because it disconnects that. No. This. Oh, I did it. I don't know how I did it, and it looks completely different from how that tubing looks, but I did it. Click the button on the machine and turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you need to massage them through the body. Click and see what I mean? Like, this is so... that would be such a weird daily thing to just do. Sorry, it's just sinking in that both the embalming fluid and the thought, do you know what I mean, that essentially you're just rubbing a dead corpse to make sure that a bunch of chemicals are evenly distributed to inflate essentially what is a skin bag to make sure that, you know, people can say bye. Like, I wouldn't want this. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, this. I don't think I would want this. I get that I'm dead. You know, I get that I'm dead. So, you know, how invasive is it really? But, you know, like, I would want my organs taken out and, you know, not that any of them would be any good to anybody, but, you know, I'd want them donated to anybody that could use them. I don't know, there's so much, like, yeah, just chuck me in a fire. Just throw me in a fire, it's fine. Almost done. You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluid. Click on the joker. Bulb. Hold to the admin until all the liquid has been drained. That's just like... Gonna presume that we're using a more tubing. Oh, did I not get all of it in that one? Oh, I think I needed to. And then let it disappear, so. And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duvall's makeup, as well as dressing and putting him in his casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Is this going to be a very small funeral? Because there was no, like, family instructions or anything like that. I don't... It's weird. So, like, yeah, I think the whole, like, concept of, I get that it's wanting to say bye to someone, but the whole open, are you just playing with just playing on your phone? You got games on your phone, kid? I get that it's the whole concept of wanting to say bye to them one last time, but it's so weird. Out of nowhere, I mean, it all sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and the next poof, the person's gone, just like gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long. Like staring at the sun, I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. Because in the first case, it was a heart attack, but I think they suffered from heart disease. So it was that kind of like, it could be any moment now kind of thing. Whereas in this case, it's just came suddenly out of nowhere. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I also can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red no matter what. Who's wearing red? No one is wearing red. What are you... What, did you have in the car before you came in? Yeah? Okay. Anyway, you two. Always wanted to take his grandkids... He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. It's also weird, the kind of like... I think this is interesting. It's like humming to himself. Right, we want to pay our respects. Yeah, it's weird how it's like, you'll just kind of remember like the weirdest stuff. Do you know what I mean? Just like, yeah, he loved going to the park. Like, it's just a weird thing to just spring to mind, but it's only those kind of moments that it does. Right, emails. You know, I could be, you know, cleaning up, and I suppose it's still early. Probably haven't done anything yet, but might as well read our emails. And of course, we need to read our subscription. Have the prices increased? And they've not fell either. Okay, we're keep looking at those numbers is scary. LGBTQ funerals, respect. It's been a long time subscriber to our emails. If you've been, or follow our social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subject to during their funerals. Yeah, that could... yeah. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut or buried under the wrong name and subject to wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. Really? We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this is obviously extend to pronouns and respect the deceased wishes as per that. Like, well, that's the thing. Like, as I said at the beginning, like, it's your job to prepare them for after, whether that's an afterlife, whether that's reincarnation, whether that's going up, going down. It doesn't matter. It's just to prepare you for after, and it's to give you your final respects at the end. So if the family are the ones that are deliberately being like, no, he was born this, like, fuck off. I can't think of any other way to say it than just fuck off. Where was it? The next bit. The CDC's what? The CDC's funeral director's handbook on death registry. Ah, right, okay. I was like, why are they involved? On death registration and fetal death reporting, offer the factor directive enter male or female based on observation. Okay. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Ah, I see. That does pose a problem. Leaving it up to observation, obviously, enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different. And because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender as they lived it, so a step in the right direction. Well, that's good then. The people who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away their respect and can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that say, well, yeah, exactly, because, like, I don't have any, like, friends that are gay or bi or, you know, different genders or anything like that. But it's... I could only imagine... So that's what I'm saying. I can only imagine. I can only imagine how hurtful it would be to be, like, the partner of this person or the best friend of this person, and you go to their funeral and you know them as a she or a he or a they or whatever, and then across the way is their family and they're just like, no, it's a he, this, and like that, because they're next of kin, they get overall say in what happens. So that just means that forever on that tombstone or on that urn or whatever it is who that person chose not to be. That shouldn't, it really shouldn't be okay. It really shouldn't. Back to my previous statement, fuck off. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognised as legal depending on the age, depending on the law around same-sex marriage, but this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receive the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honour the deceased, then do that, honour them. Precisely. Right, where are we going with this? This is embarrassing. I seem to have miscalculated some of the income and don't have enough money to pay you this week. Hey, wait, why am I getting this? I think Amy's losing it a bit. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I could cut you a check for next week instead? If you need money urgently, let me know. I feel terrible about the whole thing. I can cut you a check on my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Yeesh. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us a few months. Oh, right, okay. He forwarded it on. Wow, what a fucking tattletale. I know you've only been with us a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mum and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Oh, right, you mean like Tesco. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent you this. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to go grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone. And swing back home. Do you want anything? A biff and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-through, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Yeah, I can totally just imagine being like, I'll have a beef and cheddar. What are you wanting? Let me know I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Okay, so... I mean, that's the thing, is like... It would probably have to be expensive because you're doing it all out of your own home, basically. Maybe these prices aren't... Maybe these prices aren't what they're... as bad for... I don't know. These are things I need to start thinking about. I'm getting old. Okay, she didn't have a pre-rant before the first rant, so we can just go from here. From Jen. Charlie, I was doing so. Wait, meet cutes for death. Wait, meet cutes for death positive cuties. Oh no, I don't like where this is going. Charlie, I've been doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice. Yep, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe it's a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody since new since the breakup of 2014. And they will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask you about your day, so maybe meeting someone in the industry isn't the worst idea. Yeah, I can see what they mean. Like not everybody is comfortable with that, which is obviously the warning at the beginning of the video. Not everybody's comfortable with that, but also subsequently, I think it should be the other way around. Surely you would want, like, I get that this is the industry that Charlie, in this case, has chosen to do, but it's still working with death on a maybe daily. Depends on how busy you are. And that seems weird as well, to be like, hope we're busy. Depends on how busy you are. But the thing is they're dealing with death all the time. And even if that's the industry that they wanted to get into, and, you know, they've went to uni for it, and they're happy doing it and stuff like that, it's still a stressful thing. You ask people that have got normal jobs, you know, how'd your day go? Make sure that they're not too stressed out and shit like that, do you know what I mean? So really it should be the other way around. You should be making sure that they're okay. Not being like, oh, I don't want to hear about how you had to rub down Mr. Duvall, made sure that, you know, oh yeah, and then the trocar fell out, and I don't want to hear about it. Where were we? Maybe meet someone. Okay, wait, did we read that? Yeah, we did. But you're also tired to get yeah. Promise me you'll consider. Okay, it's harder for me to know to make sure that you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know that you look like a babe with pale skin and that witchy gothy aesthetic are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing. Mum ran over. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them that you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Yeah, well, you know, maybe. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I don't even know where this weird. I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who's as much of a weirdo as I am. Miss you, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up to Dead Meat... Oh no, that's not what they called it. Isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet though. Oh no. Right, this one. Yes. Lizzie Duval, thank you for a wonderful evening your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Okay, today's funeral is a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Okay, I am on it to the cremation station. Because I also don't know how this works as well, because I know there's a lot of misunderstanding with like cremation. I know that cremation is actually like slightly different in different cultures as well. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall family brought clothing and jewellery for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process so you don't damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. And I'll put it there. Yeah. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and put it in the... How many... I'm sorry, how many bodies are we cramming in to the cremation station that we actually need to separate and identify? Maybe this goes in... There we go. Great, Mrs. Hall's all set to be cremated now. Why did we have... I don't know why we had that stuff on. Push the button. Beep. Ah. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I didn't go to uni for this. This is similar to our contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Yeah, a lot of people think that's what it does, is it turns it into just like a pile of ash that you conveniently stuff in a pot. Not the case. We'll break these bones down and turn them into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in this... Okay, so plop. Oh... It's a blender for bones. Click and drag the bone fragments. At least it made it a bit less of a just... there we go. Bye, Mrs. Hall. Oh, there we go. Now all the bones have been processed. Click and drag the urn back to the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the... Oh, right. Okay. Don't forget the tag. Oh, last step. Click on the urn's lid. Oh, okay, so you put the tag in with the body. I suppose so people know that it's actually, you know, Mrs. Hall and not... You didn't just, you know, burn a bunch of wood and shove it in a pot and be like, oh yeah, here's the body. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlour and present it along with some flowers. Okay. Wait. Isn't it Amy? Wait. Amy's usually the one that talks... So wait, are we talking to ourselves now? I'm very confused. Anyway, we'll go to talk to these two. This is nice in a weird way. She's like that we're all... She'd like that we were all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. Food is delicious. She's not listening. I know it's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. You're not paying attention. Thanks for the for telling me that my cooking's fantastic, but also pay attention. Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Yeah, because I think everyone here is a bit more. Because again, like if it's like an ongoing thing, it's like obviously in this case it's breast cancer. Do you know what I mean? If it's an ongoing thing, people do not become numb, but like it softens the blow slightly. Do you know what I mean? She would have hated this music. Well, I'm fucking sorry. All right. She never wanted her funeral to be to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. You see, that's why I'm having beans and beans only at my funeral. So everybody's farting because nothing will bring a smile to a funeral like farts. Well, I suppose everybody would have to eat beans prior to attending the funeral. Never mind. February 14th. Okay, time is fair. Weaving on. Okay, I get it. Emails. Okay. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. Oh, okay, you've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, and generally help out where you can. Yes, that's... I've done that. Totally. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking of a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly, it's the bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals and can damage the environment. Yeah, because obviously they damage the environment and stuff like that. But isn't there like Tibetan sky burials where it's like you're essentially just like placed in a cliff for vultures to eat you because it's like to continue that cycle of like you know, your body decaying away and feeding something else. But it's weird. I don't think a lot of people would be up for just like their body being out in a field somewhere. Where were we? Mainly that the body isn't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals in the environment, and the bodies must be buried in biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, but it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, is a natural burial is just over £1,000. Well, that, I mean, what? Where'd Mother Tab go? Oh no, it's Minesweeper. Wait. Well, that's not bad. It's just over £1,000. That's fair enough. It's so better for the people, the environment, and just maybe not so good for the big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. True. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies. Yeah, because that's as well, like the embalming fluid and all that sort of stuff does pose a big risk to the people that actually work with it as well. and restore/preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluid tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a high incident of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact on the environment after we're gone. We here at the Funeral Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Yeah, pretty neat. A challenger approaches. Oh, is it Minesweeper? Is this it? You want me to beat you on it? I'm not doing it. Charlie, I've been playing a game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales of the Crypt Sweeper. Yes, and Minesweeper. Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working the overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years. But I must have gotten rusty. Yeah, buy a Switch. Take a Switch with you. Minesweeper sucks. Anyway, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves, so don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to. One of us is in town next. Does it look like? Really? That's it? Well, Can you not tell how great I am at Minesweeper? Look at these mad Minesweeper skills. Is there actually, like, can I actually get a high score here? Damn it! Probably better than but I got a better score. Yeah, suck it, Jen. Ryan Garcia was the first one. I know it's like we would be a little bit odd, but you said that if we were... Oh no! I should reach out and I would know... and you know someone I could talk to, Alyssa. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full... Oh man, this is like months later. Lived a full good life, and I was very happy, and that she's not in pain anymore, but I feel empty. Amy, I never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do? I thought it was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mum. Right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mum she can. I just need someone to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Oh, Ryan. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counsellor or other professionals who can help, who can really help them, not just an idiot like me. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult. The family isn't always the most reliable for most people. Usually it would be better to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self, and it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. Okay, just gonna call something. Could we not bury Amy, please? I guess she's feeling tired, and I guess she's forgetting to pay people and stuff like that, but could you not do that to me? That would be great, okay? It's fantastic. This is all. Here we go. I am eternally grateful for you where you're able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would be happy. It's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. News about the future. Oh, fuck. News about the future is never good. See, when someone says it's about the future, that's never a good thing. That means corporate buyout, you're losing your job, or someone's dead. Given the fact that we work in a funeral directory, it's probably not someone's dead. It's probably... We only just got the job, so we're not losing our job. It is that it's a corporate buyout, isn't it? Hi all. It is with a very heavy heart, not a good start, that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and the resources I googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct, be remorseful. Google said. Don't put... But, Amy, don't put that... don't tell us that you go... Amy. Granny Rose, we're gonna have to have a sit down and a chat, alright? Wait, there we go. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Amy, Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to everyone who chose to use our service. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. Oh, so Rose would have been the dad, and Amy is one of the daughters. Oh. And you've all become like a family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighbourhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations that we that we can take on more business and offer more impressive service. But I mean, what, you want fireworks at your fucking funeral, really? You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. Nothing says caring about you in a personal, close way like Inc. Company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country will replace Rose and Daughter starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name, because they want people to think that it's a mum and pop place. They're keeping the name Rose and Family Home for tax purposes. Yep, of course, though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. Yep, I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do about it at this point either. I signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. See, the finagling and finiteness of that is a problem though, because it's like, cool, no, we will not get rid of them, but what they'll do is they'll just increasingly put more pressure on you until you make a fuck up, or you're just not keeping up with the pace of this business anymore, and then you're out of job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I admittedly I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me, please understand. Well, that's good. You know, I'm just gonna go back to playing Tales of the Crypt. Yep. It blew up just like my job. Anyway, what we got today? Rena Reyes, you asked if there were any special instructions you wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. Doctor told me that you would need to be removed. Okay, they can be tricky. Okay. Oh, that's why there's stuff at some last minute stuff. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before the cremation. Because pacemakers have batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine. Let's call it the cremation station, please. And we definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes. Okay, excuse me. And then you can see the pacemaker. Da 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 da. Click on the forceps and give. There we go. Put the forceps in a place around tack. Yep. Plop. There we go. And you're all ready for your cremation. Beep. We're more here getting for the information, so you know, get rid of all that kind of bone emulsifying bit. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? I see. This is what I mean. No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a different man. He was stubborn, that's just it, stubborn. Because you never know when people are going to go, so that's the unfortunate thing with it. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out, let's change, go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good, I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? And continuing, like I'm saying, and continuing on with the random stories. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. True. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. I really hope that that's just like a neighbour or something like that, and not like the wife. Anyway, bye. It's really going to be gutting when we get one and like no one's there, or like one person is there and that's it. February 28th. Time is fair flying by. Time to answer some emails. What's Jen been up to? What game or dating app do you want me to go on now? Funeral monthly, here we go. Things to avoid saying at a funeral. Okay, so it's slightly different. Welcome back. Now we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice, what not to say at a funeral. We know that figuring out the right thing to say to the grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard It's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but unfortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on things to say to the person who's grieving. So here is Funeral Monthly's top 5 things not to say at a funeral. Number 1, at least they're no longer suffering. I'm not going to do the list like that, maybe. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of someone they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it is true, don't be a jerk and don't... The only time that, like, at least they're no longer suffering would be applicable is literally if that, like, person is, like, writhing on the ground, and, like, that would only be applicable to, like, putting an animal down that is in, like, dire distress. Like, I don't think that is applicable to people. And I get that people can have diseases and illnesses and all that sort of stuff wrong with them that essentially they are constantly suffering. But yeah, don't say that to people. Were they saved? Shut up. No religious statements, just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only it's not always comforting, it's also very insulting. That is very true. They're with the angels now. See above notes, then rinse and repeat. Yeah. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. Yeah, that is true. You want to help, but those in mourning don't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them, take them to their favourite restaurant, or buy them a ticket to see a movie together. Yeah, don't be... I don't know, what do you want to do? Like, no. they don't have higher brain functions for that just now. You make decisions. I know how you... I hate when people say it. I say it all the time, but I hate when other people say it. It's the weird thing about I know how you feel is it literally is just like a spotlight steal. It's like blah 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 blah. Oh, I know how you feel. Spotlight on me. This is my sob story. Once upon a time. It's just no. Shut up. Even if they think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that could be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Yeah, I like that. Perfect way to say it again. Don't just say shit for the sake of saying shit, alright? Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. Fair enough. Jen, mushrooms. I don't know if I want to open this email at work. Also, this is back. Prices are still the same. You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. Odd. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. Suit made of mushroom. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm writing on my phone, so I don't feel like googling it right now. Anyway, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased I see where you're going now. It's made with what people call biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offer casket liners for use for green caskets. Interesting. I think this is what I want. I'll just be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I just said that. I've just opened it in my work email, Jen. But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. Yes. We might as well do something while when we're in the ground, you know. Love you, think about it, and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewellery, but seriously, I'll probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? No, suppose not. Okay, not this one. This one? Yeah, I just want to thank you for the service the other month and apologise if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. See what I mean? Like, even, like... She's had time to kind of process it, and it's like... kind of mad at the same time. Like, it's weird, because I've known people as well that have been, like, mad that people have died, and it's such a weird... It's exactly what I'm saying. So people process grief differently. How can you be mad at someone for dying? People can do it. Good day, Ms. Rose. Regards. Disregard our son's What? Disregard our son's will as it concerns matter of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. I'm sorry, what? As for payment, we'll pay by check. Wait, what? I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation yet. Anyways, there's never easy. Roland Daughters has been asked to prepare a body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the families have demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney and didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you're uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need me. So, I don't know. Suicide is obviously a very different topic to deal with, but I'm wondering if the character Charlie has something to do with suicides and that's why we're being asked, or just being asked for the sake of it. No, I'm comfortable with it. I am. I don't know about Charlie. But at the moment, I am Charlie. So yes, I'm comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with the fact that we're having to go against what they want. Technically, they didn't do it the right way, but, you know, still. Okay. Oh, I don't like the look at this already. Oh, there's a lot of crying feet. I'm not. Quiet sobs. I wish we were closer. Well, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I guess I should have played more games with him when he asked. Yeah, because this is different. Again, I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. But it's weird. I get that there's certain religions where it's like if you take your own life and all that sort of stuff. I understand that, but why would you not do? I suppose if it was like a. Again, it's delving into a topic that's not great. You know, it depends on how they killed themselves, all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? If they've slit their wrists, that's one thing. If they've thrown themselves in front of a bus, yeah, maybe you wouldn't want to do an open casket then. But I mean, didn't seem as though there was anything up with that. I still can't believe he did it. I feel I should have known. You know, been able to stop it. There's no way to know. You can't blame yourself. You wouldn't have wanted that. I know. It just hurts. Yeah, I think that would. Death is terrible altogether, but I think with suicide it's difficult as well because I think a lot of people, whether it be genuine or just, you know, again, like I'm saying, the spotlight shift, think that they should be able to see the signs of people. But the thing is if people are feeling like that, it's not always easy to see the signs. So I think those ones can be difficult to be at and deal with those kind of people whilst also trying to deal with the fact that someone that you care about is now gone. Do you know what I mean? Different funeral traditions. Funeral rites, even in our own country, maybe be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. There was too many mays and too many bees there. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in the media, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with death, but the goal is almost always the same, offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after someone has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone. Really? So often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparation for burial begins as soon as possible in Muslim tradition as well. Local Islamic community organisations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religious focused. In the Oss of South Korea, the amount of grave space began to shrink drastically. Oh yeah, because they did not have, like you end up having to have like the the funeral spaces were all like enclosed in. That's why you have like almost like a family plot kind of thing. Causing a law to be passed that requires families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families begin to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. It also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue on graveyards and the expenses of cremation. Wow. I'd want to be turned into a death bead. That sounds cool. Not cool, but you know what I mean? Like, it'd be interesting to actually have something. Like, I remember that ad. I'm pretty sure it was a vodka ad, which is very inappropriate, given the fact that it's, like, about death. But it was showing that someone had died, been turned into ash, and then, like, I'm pretty sure it was Smirnoff, they, like, turned it into a diamond, and then she's driving about, you know, taking the urn away to get it turned into a diamond for herself kind of thing. But, like, being turned into something physical, but not, like, taking up this big patch of land or whatever, that sounds interesting to me. Same with, like, the whole, like, being... There's that one as well where it's, like, you can be, like, turned into, like, food for the sea. Like, you can be turned into, like, mulch, basically. But that's really interesting. Not all practices are somber, either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones or the Famadihana, a ritual of the Malaska people of Madagascar? I'm not going to say it again. Our families return to an ancient crypt, exhume the body wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies and live music. You've all seen the meme. This is a practice that is a celebration, remembrance, and a way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, and that doesn't mean there isn't beauty in the way we choose to honour and celebrate our deceased. Jen, what are you saying the day? Did what? Death Cafe? I want to go. Come, increase awareness of death with a view to help people make the most of their finite lives. Fun. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, "When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity." See everyone in the upside down jar next to... Wait, it tends to illustrate their humanity. What does this say about me? Oh. Oh dear. Is this secretly a personality test? Did you laugh at anything here? You are a scumbag. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with the iguana hernia from the 1750. It's the oldest in our collection. You can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you a link. Great. Well, it's been catalogued. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? I don't know. You typed it. There is a backspace button. But anyway, in this event, I am forwarding you to... Anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Read. I don't know. I am too out of it today. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with the feeling of restlessness you've been talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people there. Sounds like it'd be a safe space. Oh no. We're having a tough time. Can I just say, first off, that this is bullcrap. Knowing how these companies run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. Yep. No, okay, I don't really believe that. No, actually, yeah, they do that. They actually do that. So, Matt, just be careful, mate. I should probably tell Jen to stop sending me emails also. I mean, they can't argue with my subscription to Funerals Monthly, but, you know. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their bullshit practices. They're colder than the cops I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty. Wait, what? Hillside Heritage. Yeah, okay. I don't even need numbers. I can already tell that they're ripping people off, because if you don't have specific prices, that just basically means that it's like, oh, like, hi, and they just gauge how upset you are, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, they'll pay whatever the fuck we tell them to. Yeah, that'll be 15 grand, cool, we're just gonna put them in a shoebox anyway, bye. fucking dicks. Let's get our drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do so. Too late for me, I guess. Oh, here we go. Chad. Oh, Chad. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. Fuck. There will be another institution amongst hundreds of our other properties owned across the hundreds, really. But of course, the part of the adjustment process of blah culture, there will be a number of changes that will come. Yeah, of course there will. Send out a memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes. We will expect them to be followed impeccably. I'm glad to be leading. Fuck off. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think she could bear seeing her like that after what happened. So that's what I mean, kind of takes us to what I said last time about, you know, being in an accident and people not wanting to see essentially the evidence of what has caused them to die. Charlotte. This Charlie. Lower the details for our next client. Ensure the see what I mean? It's so corporate and cold and oh, Chad. Just kill him. Can we kill him? Can we put him in the cremation station? Can we? Can I get away with it is the question. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Yeah. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. Yeah, I mean the thing, but that is exactly that's why like I'm clicking through all these ones because I think I can just like go up to the urn, pay respects, and then fuck off. But it's interesting to see all the ways because some people that's what they would do. They would just put on something, do you know what I mean, and just watch that and try and just put it out of their mind for a while because sometimes that's all you really need is just for something to not be ever present in your mind for that time, and that helps so much. I have to go through all our things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks. I mean, but no, I don't know. It's so intimate. It feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if she saw, if others saw the things we have. Yeah, she was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. Yeah, I can't imagine that would be a pleasant experience. She was always so careful. Wore a helmet, signalled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happened to the driver? No, I haven't asked Leah. It's been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all of this. Yeah, after all this, let's see if we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. Yeah, I think maybe this is the part over here to pay respects. Yeah, so, like the thing again, I'm just like this. I make levity of things, but I'm not some cold heartless fuck. I understand that it's sad. But I'm just, I don't know. I'm a very emotionally disconnected individual, so I don't know, gathering research, but you know what I mean, like, it's important for me to see these kind of things, and it's I don't know if it's because I'm getting older soon. I'm getting a birthday's coming up. I don't know if it's that, but I'm just like, I saw this and I just was really drawn to it, and I get that this is already like a really long episode. I don't think I want to break this up into like a series or anything like that, so I think it is just going to be a really long episode. But yeah, it's it's always a sad thing, no matter what the circumstances are. Do you know what I mean? And it's, for me personally, I would want to make levity of it. I would just like they said with like funeral number 2 or whatever. Like, I would want people to have a laugh at my funeral. Do you know what I mean? I would want them to be happy. I wouldn't want anybody that I cared about to be upset and to be in that state of mind all the time. Like, yeah, of course they're going to be upset. It is me going after all this. But of course they're going to be upset, but I wouldn't want them to linger and all that kind of like wearing black and it's the symbolism of it all. Do you know what I mean? going to a funeral or going to a grave site, do you know what I mean? Going to a funeral home or going to like the grave sites or whatever and wearing all black and all that sort of stuff. It's all those kind of things. All those things can just tug on the mind hours before you even need to do anything, do you know what I mean? So I would just want mine to be fun for them to, you know, not have a good time, but, you know, have a pleasant time. Fireworks. Maybe I will sign up to Chad's premium package. Home funerals. Why do it? The appeal of a home funeral is apparent to many, especially if the deceased was someone very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to funeral homes. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive, but isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Yeah, I would see if you had to. If this is the thing, see if you knew what they were doing to your loved one in that room back there. That is so much more upsetting to me than just cool. You've cremated them. Do you know what I mean? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved ones, which can help them mourn or give them opportunities to give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time. You can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Yeah, that... So... The only person... This is the great thing. The great thing. This is the thing about being completely disconnected from your family and stuff like that. The only family member that I've had die is my gran. And she died over a weekend and she was in the hospital. And she was cremated. So I got to see her in a hospital. But this was technically a good like 12 hours after she had died, and yeah, like the decomposition isn't like, I think a lot of people think that it just like happens immediately and like there's a smell instantly and stuff like that, but it's not really the case. But yeah, like I can understand wanting that, do you know what I mean? So I can get that in a sense. Funeral homes aren't just more intimate, they are economical. Great. Gotta think about that dollar sign. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. Jesus Christ. When you're able to take care of your loved ones yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organise their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely the cremation or the burial itself. However, it is important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, well, I mean, yeah, it's weird to think because so going from one to the other. My neighbour died a while ago, right? But the thing is they were like completely, nobody visited them. They were a fucking horrible individual, so no wonder. But yeah, they were dead in their flat for weeks before eventually like police came to my door and were like, hey, when was the last time you saw your neighbour? And the only reason they asked is because they didn't show up to get their fucking methadone. So the NHS were the pharmacy were like, hey, he's not showing up, wonder what that's about, and reported it to the police like 3 to 4 weeks later. But I know, for instance, like, I don't think it would be appropriate to do it in like flats, because some people would not be comfortable knowing that there's a decomposing body across the landing from them, or upstairs or downstairs or whatever. Also, people might not be comfortable knowing that they've rented a house, rented a home, bought a home where someone was just like kept dead for, 3 to 5 days. I don't know. So I can understand why it would vary. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require funeral directors' involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. So they need to be like living with you during that time. If this is the route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book, but just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you choose. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Can always rely on Jen to really break the mood. Yeah, like a human being, Charlie, a human being. We, as a species, have seen the beginning of her. Okay, Jen, might be a bit exaggerating, but okay. Alright, okay, here we go. Hello, as stated in the previous email, we have new rules and code of conduct expected you to follow from now on while the premises belong. First and foremost, there's a required uniform and a strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly, there are no tattoos to be visible. Wow! Go fuck yourself, Chad. How about that one? If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. See, if Charlie has to, like, hide her arms because she's got tattoos, that is fucking bullshit. When speaking to customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. I'm gonna kick off. I'm gonna fucking kick off. Always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. They find that encouraging loved ones to gain the most comfort and style and deceased is an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, no food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Our partner catering concepts provides high quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can be easily defrosted the morning of the funeral. I want to put them in the cremation station so fucking badly. It's almost criminal. I expect all the above changes to be instituted effectively immediately to ensure the smooth transition. Go fuck you. And I can only imagine that when I scroll up to see what Matt has said, it's something along the lines of go fuck yourselves. Charlie, I need to drink beer after work. That's how you know he's pissed off. P.S. I also really want mozzarella sticks. It could be both hungry and angry. And no, I will not say hangry. Ever. Fair enough, Matt. Hello, Charlie. I've reviewed your request on behalf of the potential family inquiry. I've reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiry. If we at Hillside can and will perform green burials. Oh, I should have informed you of this at the beginning. We do not perform green burials as they are not cost effective. Aha, you mean they don't make you money, is what you mean. All employees and subsidiaries must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to... So wait, am I now, like, handling these things? Man, fuck, I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate businesses. I hate corporate shit. Proud to announce received a contract from the... Oh, good! Yeah, fucking great! Proud to announce that people are fucking dying. Received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. Great. This is an important revenue stream for us, and as I'm sure you don't need to explain to you, Charlotte, although blah is being paid a decent wage from the city for these, cremation is preferred here. It's more cost effective of the two. The first unclaimed body will have possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No specific preparation. So it literally just said this gentleman. Wow. No one. So sad. Continuing on. Can we can it be Chad? Please. If I can hope for one thing, can it be that I get a patient through and it's Chad? Please. Okay, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Water cremation. Oh, this might be the thing that I'm talking about. The one where you basically just get not... No, you don't just get dumped in the ocean. No, there's more to it than that, but you know what I mean. We can call it a few different things, like flameless, like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Or perhaps more commonly, recimation. Its technical name, though, is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever you want to call it, it's here, and it's environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. Yeah, need a clickbaity title. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment. The high energy consumption adds to the greenhouse gas effect, being one of the chief among them, and water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based... So I don't think this is the thing that I'm thinking of, but more information. It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkaline and water heated up very high. Oh, so it's like... Oh, wait. It's a body stew. You just boil. We're making people stock. Wait. Are we thinking about registering your business? Are we thinking about setting up our own business? Charlie, dear, Charlie, you need to talk to me about these kind of things first then. You can't just spring this on me. Or the page is gone. One of the two. I think she's trying. We'll see. Sorry, it caught my eye. It basically works like a sped up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's also great because it means that they could stop putting my gas and lecky prices up because we're destroying the planet. This would be great. It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the Ost, but not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any great impact on the environment. Yeah, fair enough. I kissed her. Inhaled too much. Wait, is there a pre-rant? There's not a pre-rant. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She's totally loves Ava's possession and wait, that rings a bell. Oh yeah, it is. I've not seen it, but I think I've seen it like skimming through Netflix. And was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. Maybe I'll give this a watch. That was your best recommendation in a while. You were slipping there. I was getting worried that you'd lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive, and it's freaked out, and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw, Jason, Michael, I can't remember. It's yeah, yeah, that's a no. I just really like spending time with her. To spend time around her, I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much less worth it, you know, memento mori or or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters. I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of the Ferris wheel, be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me. I still kind of live in shock from the last email. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email, don't you think? Do you think you're gonna do it? I know you have my support 100% no matter what you say. We're starting our own business. Yes. Yes. Fuck you, corporate. Fuck you, Chad. Charlie, it's official. I put up my 2 weeks notice. No! Matt! You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useless in other professions. I'm not worried about myself, but you I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You can actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, Kay. I will not. We are sticking it to them. Okay, we are thrilled to... I saw several words as I skimmed. We're thrilled to announce that blah Blah. Just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us to access all of the cadavers that come through from pediatric and maternity wards. We're excited to the opportunity to work with. And takes over 100,000 patients and receive. I want to hurt him. I want to physically hurt him. I want to keep him in the cremation station, but never turn it on. Just always have the fear that I'm going to push that button. Oh no. No. Regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden and we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honour your wife is through the traditional funeral package instead. I promise you your wife's funeral with us will be beautiful. Intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time, though as she was. Beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food and our preparation food. I hate him. a lot. Letting us take care of the food and our preparation services will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on your day. You and your daughters are going through a rough time. Yep, don't use our name. You're not Rose and Daughters. Okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thanks for considering us in your hard time. See what I mean? It's just like... It's fucking... This is what I mean. It goes deeper than that. I just hate fucking sales. I hate money grabbing. It is fucking everywhere. I see you were not able to convince the family to take the standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Please, this sale, this is what I fucking mean. This sale. Please read the enclosed email for the lessons, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get angry about this game. I really don't want to get angry. I don't want to go on a rant about this because it's not about that. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Feels so impaired. See what I mean? This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Yeah, hey, what do you think of the trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I heard that one. That show was so good. I saw the video of that one kid actor doing karaoke. We did the right thing. I feel bad doing what man asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad guy said seemed right. I don't want to disorder her memory by letting her rot. See, this is the thing as well. So, removing from the emotional aspect of it, very good game design or information design, because you've informed me of this prior to all this happening in order for me to build an emotional connection with it. Well done, but also, fuck you. I just want Mum to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. It's okay, and she knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Me too. It's so cold in here. I think the air conditioning is on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. Get stretch your legs. Yeah. Well, yeah, because we have to keep the fucking aircon at a certain degrees as per rules. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. There's still some levity in it. Yeah, I want to see Charlie make her own business. I want to stick it to this Chad guy. So it's became so much about not even like. Wait, is this like a full year? Yay! I mean, maybe not, yay, maybe not, but hopefully. Charlie, I'm so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you. If there's anything I can do, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to help. Magnolia Forest. Funeral home and natural burial park. Oh, we went the green services! Oh, okay, wait, I'm getting all scarred brain. Let me read it. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that the most important job wasn't steering, it was sympathising. I respectfully disagree, and thankfully I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver. A school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe it? I'm pretty sure I said the most important part of my job wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. Yeah, I don't think you need to sympathise with school wains. I think you just need to make sure you get them safely to and from. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know what else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me. But I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than kids. Screaming kids, might I add. I actually love it. These kids are pretty cute. But don't tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on at me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on the new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll be swung by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. See ya. Aww. Jen, Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase, but you've stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally, being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to do. I'm trying to not be cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and check out the new space. P.S. Have you heard that these green burial pods? When I find the link of my on one of my 1 million tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. Elaine Hansen, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly it's come up. Thank you for understanding and for your work. You've made it easier already. Okay, 2 minutes. I want to see this because this was the bit that just kind of caught my eye there. Infants are buried at no extra charge, because that's basically what he was saying. Is like, he was basically saying like, hooray, we get like stillborns and stuff like that, which is not okay. Magnolia Forest, named after the magnolia trees that surround the funeral home. Ah, so we've got like magnolia trees all around it. Specialises in at-home funerals and green burial funerals in our natural burial home park. Our goal is to empower families and encourage them to have a closer relationship with death and the dying process. The death of a loved one can be a confusing and sometimes traumatizing time, and we want you to feel fully involved in your loved one's death care decisions. Whether you're looking to care for your loved ones from the comfort of your home, be present during their cremation, or bury them in our natural cemetery, Magnolia Forest is here to work with you and provide these simple but intimate and meaningful options. Natural Burial Park. Our natural burial park allows the body to return to the earth and recycle naturally. It is intended as an environmentally suitable alternative to existing burial practices. Our park has room for bodies of all sizes and ages, as well as your beloved pets. Cemeteries also have option to bury their loved ones themselves if they so choose. Prices. We believe in being transparent about our prices and practices. Exactly. We are happy to explain all of our prices, work within your budget, and hope to make you feel comfortable and confident in your decisions. Let us know if any of if we can answer any of your questions. Home funeral, £1,000, $1,000, all inclusive. Green burials, $2,200 for adults, all inclusive. Direct cremation, $600, all inclusive. Infants are buried at no charge. We provide 3x3 plot and help opening and closing the graves. See you soon. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much, but thank you for helping me give her the burial like she wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. I think that's it. Rest in peace. Mortician's tale. Well done, everyone. Everyone named on screen. Dead wow, that was. It's such a weird. The thing is it's weird because it is such an odd. Oh. It is such an odd topic, and obviously a lot of people don't want to actively go into the topic of death and thinking about that kind of stuff. So I hope that, you know, by me making it a bit more levity might have helped, do you know what I mean? And maybe that you learned some things, same as I learned some things today. But not just the learning part of it, that was a really sweet story and a really nice message to get across and everything like that, do you know what I mean? Really nice. I'm not gonna get all teary. I am trying. But that was really nice. I was unsure about it, do you know what I mean? And it's a really long video and my PC wants to explode. But it was a really sweet game. And I hope that he didn't get too upset. I'm a wee bit emotional myself. It's rage to want to kill Chad. I hope we're burying Chad in that image. But yeah, it was interesting. Like when I saw it, because I got it as part of it. Like I'd seen it ages ago, but I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like, because I looked it up and it said that it was only like 2 hours long, and lo and behold, we've been here for about 2 hours. I wasn't really willing to, you know, cough up the change for it, but then I got it as part of a package and stuff like that. It's words, use words. It's a really sweet story about, you know, just something that we naturally, as alive people and people who feel, don't really want to delve into, but it was handled very well. I would say I'd say that was handled really well, the topic of death, and obviously like also trying to make it so you can understand it a bit more and try and teach. Like I always love games where you can tell that the people that have made it are passionate about something and have a distinct thing in mind. It's not just doing what's popular, it's we want to educate people and create that conversation that people don't want to get into until that thing happens, do you know what I mean? And it was also very sweet to see her have to deal with the things that you would need to deal with in that profession, which is, you know, unfortunately mum and pop businesses are being just gobbled up by corporate, and then just basically sticking the finger to corporate and going and doing exactly what she wants, which is passionate about letting people do the things that they wanted to do. The people were getting just chat on for not being able to do it at home, not being able to do the green variant, all the things that corporate were not willing to do, and she just went off and done them herself. So it was an incredibly sweet story. It's been a long episode. If you're still here, then well done. I'm sorry if you're upset. I'm glad if you're upset. It means that you're alive. But I hope that you enjoyed that video, and I hope that you learned something as well, because I've learned a lot. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, batter the subscribe button, like the video, geez your banter in the section down below, all that jazz, and I'll catch you nuggets in whatever it is that I'm making next, okay? Cheery bye.